Most runners with knee pain are told to stop running, take a few weeks off, let it settle, and then try again. But having to stop running doesn't fix anything. It just delays your next injury, because avoiding your knees is a short-term solution that keeps you stuck in the cycle of getting re-injured. So instead of avoiding our knees, we confront them, because building up your strength and mobility is the only long-term solution. So the more strength and the more mobility that you build, the more you convince your body to stay pain-free for when you run. Our journey starts in the first 8 weeks of Unlock, where we build strength and mobility in the knee through the exact ranges that running demands. Movement 1, knee bend pulses. In week 1, you'll start with more assistance to make it easier, less knee bend, and slower reps to gain that strength and control. Then gradually by week 8, you'll be tapping further with more knee bend, no assistance, and faster reps maintaining that control. Because if you look at it, the strength that we're building here and the knee bend that we're using is the same amount of knee bend that we use when we run. So if we avoid this range of motion, then we're avoiding the protection that we need to be able to run without getting knee pain. And in that process, we're also building up our VMO squats, even though it's true, you never will go into this much knee bend when you run. But that's exactly why it's so important to build it up, because the healthiest knees are proven to be able to fully bend without any hesitation and without any pain. And it's proven that the inability to fully bend your knees under load like this spikes your risk of knee pain by up to 40%. So this isn't optional in our system. It's a non-negotiable for building the knee protection that you need to be able to run for life. So just in the first 8 weeks of Unlock, we already have a measurable and progressive path to rebuild and reverse the damage that we have in our knees, because our route does not involve avoiding our knees and hoping that they get better. It involves building your strength and mobility progressively so that you don't have to deal with it in the first place. And from there, after Unlock, we move into the next 8 weeks of rebuild, starting with Pollock step-ups, raising the heel using a slant board, and elevating your body to up to 6 inches of elevation as you get stronger. We start with no weights, no elevation in level 1, meaning anyone can start making progress. Then in level 2, we start adding elevation, starting with 2 inches. Level 3 is doing the same, but now with 4 inches. Level 4 is 6 inches of elevation, no weights added. And from there, we start building with weights, maintaining strict form and only working at a level that doesn't cause pain. And as you follow the program, I want you to send in a video of your form at least once from around this angle through the app, so I can take a look at it and coach you up as if you were in person with me on the form and the progression, so that for every new movement that you're doing, we know that you're going to progress at the level you should. Then on Mondays, we're training our hack squats, elevating the heels as you lower, driving the knees forward, keeping your chest upright, then extending up. These were made famous by George Hackenschmidt, who used them to be able to run late into his 80s without any pain. So if that's a goal for you, then this movement should be a non-negotiable. So in that Monday session, we set a 3 to 5 minute timer depending on how much knee work you want. Every minute on the minute, you're doing 10 full range reps, resting the remaining time in that minute. And every session, you're gonna use the same weight for all of your sets. And our goal over rebuild is to gradually increase the weight that we're using as the weeks go by. So in those 8 weeks of rebuild, we're following a route that builds even more knee protection in the exact same range as we use when running, along with building strength through the same movement pattern that helped George Hackenschmidt run late into his 80s without any pain. And all of that work prepares us for the final 8 weeks of targets, where we're building our Peterson step-ups to build even more short-range knee strength, and our slant squats, because now you can load that full-range knee bend, adding even more layers of knee protection for when you run. For the Peterson step-ups, we manually lift the heel so that we're activating the foot and the knee for when we extend back up. And if you look at the movement pattern we do when running, we are using our foot and knee in the exact same way. Then for the slant squats, we're using heel elevation and loading weight on our back so we can maximize the amount of knee bend that we can get into and strengthen out of. So not only are we getting strong through this top range of motion in our knee, but we're also getting equally as strong through the bottom range of motion in our knee, which means we'll be left with no weak links in our knees and have full ability for when we run. The exact target that we're working towards for the Peterson step-ups is 12 reps with 50% of your body weight loaded with strict and perfect form. Then for the slant squats, our target is 10 reps with full range of motion, full knee bend, and 75% of our body weight loaded. Both of these are proven to work for any runner who enters our system already, even if you're a complete beginner, because we're building from Unlock, then to rebuild, then to targets. But they're also proven to be impactful enough for the professional runners who enter the system and follow that same route just at their level. So instead of running, getting injured, resting, then repeating that cycle over and over again, you can break that cycle completely by building up your strength and mobility to be able to run with complete freedom for life.